In a small village nestled between rolling hills and quiet rivers, people lived in harmony, though not everyone had the same opportunities. The village, known as Fairmont, was divided by an old stone bridge that connected two parts of the village, the upper side and the lower side. The upper side, with its grand houses and vast gardens, was home to the wealthier families. The lower side, by contrast, was home to farmers, artisans, and the working class, who lived modestly but happily. For many years, the bridge had been a symbol of division. The wealthy families on the upper side used it to cross into the lower side whenever they needed services or supplies. But few of them ever took the time to visit or talk to the people living there. The villagers of the lower side, in turn, had a deep sense of pride. There was always a lingering feeling of injustice. They worked hard for a living, but their efforts often went unnoticed by those on the upper side. One day, a young girl named Maya decided she had had enough. She lived on the lower side and was tired of the inequality. Maya was a dreamer, a believer in the idea that everyone, regardless of their background, deserved equal opportunities to succeed. One afternoon, while sitting by the river, Maya came up with an idea that could change everything. She would build a bridge of understanding. Maya started by talking to her friends and family, explaining her vision. At first, many of them were skeptical. Why bother, they asked. The upper side will never accept us. They have their own lives, their own problems. But Maya was determined. She began to reach out to the wealthier families, those who lived on the upper side. She wrote letters, attended meetings, and even spoke to the village leaders. Her message was clear. Equality is not just a dream. It is something we can achieve together. Slowly, her message began to spread. The leaders on the upper side were intrigued, but they still had reservations. They wondered how equality could truly benefit them. What do we gain from sharing our wealth? One wealthy merchant asked. Maya responded with patience and wisdom. True wealth is not measured by how much you have, but by how much you can give to others. When everyone is given the same opportunities, the whole village prospers. We can build a future where no one is left behind. Her words struck a chord with some of the upper side residents. They began to see the potential for a better future, not just for themselves, but for everyone. And so, they agreed to meet with Maya and discuss the possibility of working together. The first meeting was tense. Representatives from both sides sat at a long table, eyeing each other with suspicion. The wealthier families were hesitant, unsure of how to bridge the gap. The people from the lower side were passionate, but frustrated by years of being overlooked. Maya, however, kept the conversation focused. She asked everyone to put aside their differences and think about the future of the village. We are all part of the same community, she said. What happens to one of us affects all of us. It was not an easy discussion, and there were many disagreements. But Maya never lost hope. She kept reminding everyone of the bigger picture, the vision of a unified village where people of all backgrounds could live together, work together, and support one another. Over time, things began to change. The upper side started to fund scholarships for the children of the lower side, allowing them to attend the best schools in the village. The wealthy families also contributed to healthcare initiatives, ensuring access to medical care. At the same time, the lower side worked hard to improve their skills and contribute to the village in new ways. Farmers and artisans shared their knowledge with the younger generation, teaching them how to grow crops more efficiently and create beautiful works of art. As the months went by, the old stone bridge became a symbol of the past. The new bridge, built on understanding and cooperation, stood tall in the hearts of the villagers. The people no longer saw themselves as divided by wealth or class. They saw themselves as equals.